What's going on, people? Welcome to United View and welcome back to the bite-sized edition of the Full View, the real Full View in real life. I don't need to explain to you what happens here. You guys already know. We've been doing it throughout the week and it has been really, really interesting to say the least. This one's going to be even more interesting because we could not do this without posing this question, and it is a valid question. Should Man United buy a new goalkeeper? I'm going to start with DJ on this one.
Yes, Manchester United should buy a new keeper.
Why?
Because our current keeper at the moment is showing some limitations which are affecting our play. David De Gea is kicking for the last few games. Not even through the last few games. I think most of his career at Manchester United has been really subpar. And I think, you know, it's now affecting with the way Ten Hag wants to play. It's affecting us. It's putting us under pressure. It's putting us on the back foot at the start of games sometimes. With that being said, my question to the people that also agree with David De Gea leaving is that if and when a new keeper does come in, and maybe this is for another segment, but just the question I'll put out there is that, are we prepared to still scrutinise this new person that comes in because they're not going to have the level of shot stopping that David De Gea has? Because when goals start leaking, just because a man's good with the feet and goals start leaking,
mate, I'm hearing everyone.
I want to see the energy the same. That's 100%. What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But yes,
this is the most scrutinised position in the country.
Yeah, we need a new keeper though. Yes,
but I feel like you're suggesting that David De Gea's goalkeeping, in terms of shot stopping alone, is on a very high level compared to other players, and I disagree with that.
Statistically, it just isn't anymore.
Unfortunately,
that's the reality.
Oh, come on, guys, man! Guys,
you can't do this.
Here's the thing, yeah.
Unfortunately, I disagree.
Yeah.
I can't.
The thing you can. The thing, right. I actually agree with a lot of what Cam and Marcel say in terms of David De Gea's distribution, how it affects the team, and how it affects our style of play. And I agree with what you say. This is where I do drop out though, because I still think he makes top saves. I still think he makes saves that other keepers do not make.
Facts.
And I still think at this current moment with where we are as a team, I still think that David De Gea saves us more points than he loses us. That doesn't mean that he should still be the keeper for the next 3 years and he's the future and it's fine. I'm not opposed to him leaving. I'm not opposed to us going in a different direction. I just disagree with that bit of your statement of that. Basically, you're saying you don't rate his shot stopping. You don't think it's anything special.
Correct. 100% correct there. And I would also go as far as saying that yes, I agree with his capabilities of saving more points than losing them. But I know another keeper could also achieve that and have the distribution side. Oh, Diogo Costa. I could say that straight off the bat. Diogo Costa will be able to save as many points as De Gea has been doing currently, and also add that additional attacking with 11 and defending with 11. Something that Ten Hag, is paramount. It's part of his. It's very important to him. Yes, in terms of David De Gea, you guys all know how I feel about him. He's, we've had him on the channel. Flex spoke to him, said, that, he's proud of his performance. David De Gea himself is proud of his performance. Ten Hag's proud of his performance this season. Hey, listen, we're in third position, so we have been functional. We've been well this season. He saved us in games. But if we were to get to the next level, he must go immediately. Immediately.
You think?
To immediately.
This is why. Like, look, I do think we need to change keeper. However, I just don't want to get lost on the. I don't like. It's like we're just throwing all the David De Gea, like all his attributes out the window. For me, he's the best shot stopper in the world.
Nah.
From a statistical point of view, it might show you some differences. However, from the eye test that I see, I'm saying that certain keepers aren't making those last clutch minute saves that then we use those as springboards to go and win games. I'm just saying, when the new keeper comes in, because we probably will get one.
You did say we think you need to buy a new one, so you're not even disagreeing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when the new one comes in and it's last minute, the ball's going top bins and he doesn't save it, and we go on to maybe lose a game or draw a game and we should win.
Don't moan.
Are you guys going to have the same energy? Because David De Gea, I think we can agree here, has won games for Manchester United. Has he not?
Yes.
Has he not?
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
So how has he done that if he's useless at shot stopping then?
Because he's had fantastic saving ability. But what?
You just
no,
said he's got
you
good
just said he
shots on
doesn't.
goal.
No. You're missing the point. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that his saving ability is not special to others. So he has saved us points. But get me another goalkeeper in, and he'll also save us points.
So David De Gea's shot
Yeah, so
stopping
he
is nothing
disagrees
special.
that it's anything
There's
special.
nothing special about it.
And that's the
You
bit
agree
I
with that?
see.
You agree.
Okay.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah,
Steph,
that's
Steph,
what I'm
what are
saying.
you saying on this?
So I'm gonna put the emphasis on your question specifically. You said, do we need to sell De Gea, or we need a new goalkeeper next?
Yeah, not even necessarily have to sell him. Do we need to buy a new one?
Next season? And my answer is, it's all ifs and buts. If we get Qatari money, let's go shopping. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's go and buy another goalkeeper. That would be great. This will be my ideal. Get Qatar in. We've got the money. Buy another goalkeeper as an understudy to De Gea. Right? No, man, just hear me out. Hear me out. Like, I'm not a goalkeeper. None of us are Premier League goalkeepers.
Definitely
right?
not me.
You can't even no matter.
What are you saying? You're the
What I'm
worst thing
saying
out of us.
The reason why,
That goal against Arsenal, that's getting scored every game.
the reason why I say that is because there needs to be a transition period where you're stepping into the role, like Cam, you said, it's one of the most scrutinised positions in world football. And by buying another goalkeeper, you can't just be like, buying him into the team, which is still transitioning, by the way, under Ten Hag. So yeah, I would if we had the money, I would get a new goalkeeper, but I would make sure that the goalkeeper that we buy knows that he will be an understudy to David De Gea until the time is right, where we can make that transition and he can come in to play certain games like cup games. That's what I would want to do.
So you say the same thing Arteta did with Ramsdale and Leno. So just wait for the right moment, phase him in slowly.
I'm not against that.
I wouldn't be, and it's not like because you were like immediately. No.
Yeah, his thing's like dash him out now and don't. Even if we have to have someone rubbish for a little bit, like Dubravka, then it doesn't matter. Anything's better than David De Gea. Just play. That's the only place you lost me, but things like that. But to be fair to you, Marcel, I don't like doing that whole shut down what someone's saying and act like they're an idiot. That's not me. Like, I do see exactly what you guys are talking about. Stats, and actually, because you know me, I'm not really a stats man. I always go off my feeling, what I see game in, game out with my eyes, yeah? And with my eyes, I cannot sit in this studio and lie to you guys and say there haven't been many times where I've gone,
Yeah.
oh, you're just giving it straight to them, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about, 1,000,000%. But I've also got the ability to say, with my own eyes in the stadiums, of all the games, I've seen the big save. I keep going back to it. That game against Leicester, the first 25 minutes, Harvey Barnes is clean through. Boom, big save with his foot. That header from Iheanacho claws it back. These are massive, massive moments of football matches that he's done many times this season. So I'm not saying that he should stay and he has to be the top guy. And no, you're wrong. You're crazy for wanting a new keeper. What I don't like is a little bit of loyalty, but I get it. I'm not Sentiment FC because I'm not trying to give him a new contract just because of this. I just don't like the terminology used of like he's washed, he's useless. Because if that was the case and he was useless, I'm saying that he wouldn't be part of this team that has got better.
Why do you think he's not got a new contract already? If Ten Hag wanted to keep him as number one, he would 100% have locked that down pretty quick. Because De Gea obviously wants to stay.
But if he was that shit, it would have been Henderson and De Gea wouldn't even be playing.
Yeah.
No, there was no choice. Henderson said he didn't want to speak to Ten Hag. He didn't want anything to do with that. He left before that was even a thing.
He actually said before he leaves.
He left because like, Ten Hag would think I'm too good. That's what he said.
But I think that's...
which was crazy.
I think it's based off the way he was treated by Ollie, where there was a few things where apparently Ollie was going to start Henderson. Yeah, he lied to him. He said he was going to start Henderson. De Gea got a bit upset that he's not going to be allowed to play, and then Ollie just didn't have the ball.
Well, Henderson got COVID, and after that he never came back, did he?
Yeah.
Because David Gea went away for the birth of his child.
Yeah.
Then he came when Henderson took over the reins.
Apparently there was some issues where Ollie had said to Henderson, "You're going to play." Yeah. De Gea got upset. And De Gea got put back in the team. Right.
But if I remember,
you're going to be annoyed if you're Henderson.
But if I remember, when Henderson come in, he didn't really pull up trees anyway.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't really pull up trees.
Henderson was alright.
I think you can see a marked improvement in the team defensively. It's not individually about him. It's about the way the team played. In terms of holding a higher line, in terms of being better, we conceded from fewer crosses. All of a sudden, for a long time, we didn't really concede that many chances from crosses because, you know what? We've gone from a keeper with I think the worst or second worst out of like the 25 keepers that have played in the Premier League percentage for stopping crosses. Your defenders are having to do a lot less work. So yes, De Gea may make these incredible reaction saves from the headers, but actually other keepers are stopping those crosses coming in. So,
but also we got better from set pieces though, where we don't concede much more because we're getting ahead on the end of things.
Because you don't have to crowd your own 6-yard box with your tallest players and plays only. You've got a bit more flexibility because you can trust your keeper. I think the difficult thing is we always talk about keeper as if it's a position that can be completely separated from the rest of the team. It's not individual like that in football. Everything's holistic. If we keep the ball 10% better, we concede far fewer chances. If we can play a higher line, it simplifies the job of the keeper. It means that it's much easier to sweep. It means that the types of chances we concede are very different. So actually, rather than facing, at the moment, we concede a wide variety of chances. If we can get a more predictable, more reliable style of play, you can see a lot more of the same type of chances, which if you've got a good goalkeeper that's able to sweep or able to deal with those situations better, it may not matter if they're not the best 1v1 keeper in the world, if all you're facing is crosses, for example. If you've got someone that's right for the type of team you want to be, someone that can help us bypass the press by getting the ball up the pitch, you know, that dink ball into the fullbacks, that makes so much difference, not just in the individual moments of getting us up the pitch, but if we can keep the ball 10% better, our players have to do 10% less running, we get less fatigue, which means as games go on,
I agree with that.
We're better as a team. It makes so much difference that isn't necessarily obvious.
Well, the thing is, what you say about Alisson is, that means then Alisson proves why you still need to be a great shot stopper.
But this
in my
is the
opinion.
thing.
Because he was good with his feet, exceptional with his feet. But when they count on him to make a big save, they don't just go, it's okay if he doesn't make it because he's so good with his feet. Yeah. He makes big saves. Something that people label at Edison is that the stupid ones go in.
He's an open goal. When you're shooting at him, he genuinely, most of the time...
I don't want that. I don't want that. I want someone like Alisson then. I want this hybrid keeper that you're saying is so good with their feet. But let's please not act like shot stopping. It's almost like, and I know this sounds really old school, like an old man thing to say, you're still a goalkeeper. You will face shots in a game. And in this evolution under Eric Ten Hag, especially in the first 3 years of it, we're not going to be like the polished Man City or the polished Liverpool. So it's going to be very important that this new keeper who can zing it 30 yards out of his hands and do kick-ups and come out and all these and play centre mid and all and play quarterback, all of these things, which is lovely because I want us to be progressive. I'm saying let's just not lose the emphasis on what shot stopping is and how important it is for a keeper in any era of football. For me, I want him to do. I understand we can't ignore it and we need better with the feet, but I'm uncomfortable at the fact of going too far left and saying let's just get a guy who's fantastic with his feet because that's the new age. I still need a whole well-rounded keeper.
But that's the same in any other position. We don't say we shouldn't get a new, I don't know, before we sign Casemiro, we don't say we shouldn't get a new defensive midfield player even if they're really good at this or this thing because they might not be good at something else. If we need an upgrade, we need an upgrade. Even if the previous guy, you know, Fred can run for days. We don't say, oh, I don't want a new midfield player who might be better with their feet because Fred can run for days. Whereas with the keeper, it's like, oh, he stops shots, which is one part of the game, but and that means that we should keep him forever. It's a different argument.
I don't think we should keep him forever. No,
that's what I'm saying. It's so the debate is so polarised. It's like
that's the issue.
It's so polarising.
I don't like how polarised.
From what I've said, I don't know if correct me if I'm wrong. From what I've just said, my comments. You've taken it to be, I want to keep David De Gea forever. I want to bring an understudy in who'll come second to De Gea. That's not what I said. Yeah. Like eventually, everyone ages, everybody drops off. There's going to come a point where we get a new goalkeeper.
We need phasing out.
Do you know what?
Exactly.
Do you think De Gea's dropped off? Because I think he's exactly the same as he always has been. I think he's one of the, probably out of every player in the Premier League, he is one of the least brave players there. He has absolutely zero courage to go and catch a cross. He's so scared of any physical contact.
That's never been his nature. I agree with that. That's not his first
thing. Very sort of shy,
like how other keepers
type
would
of
want to come for stuff.
Like Edison's a madman. Sometimes he gets it very wrong, but he'll go through 5 players if he has to. Yeah. But the things that annoy me with De Gea, for example, you know those 1v1s that he gets down the side when he'll just go down like that, sort of half spread himself, half turn away from the ball, and it'll go in. I don't know if you remember under Van Gaal, there was one where Coutinho against Liverpool in the Europa League, Coutinho chipped him like near post or whatever because he'd gone down really early, and we conceded the exact same goal against Liverpool the other week. It's It's things like that where you can see there's a glaring flaw in his technique, but over 10 years he hasn't changed it. He hasn't got better with his feet for 10 years. He hasn't got better at dealing with crosses, and he's just got more and more into a shell at the same time the game's evolving and going away from him. So we're at a point now where the club have left him in that position, and he's being exposed to things he shouldn't have had to be exposed to. A proper football club that's been well run for the past 7 or 8 years wouldn't have let us get to this stage where people like, I respect what he's done for the club. I don't want to have to be bringing the hate on him, but the reason the club have left him in a position where he's so exposed now, the debate's so polarised on both sides, it's ridiculous.
This is the same guy that said he wanted to keep him a second ago in our last show, guys.
But he was
David
De Gea, and people try and use this as a stick to beat him with, like it was his fault. He was facing 9,000 shots a season.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He was our player of the season for about 4 years straight, and people say that's the issue. Well, that is one of the issues because no other top clubs. That shows how poor the institution of Manchester United is.
Yeah.
Because your keeper shouldn't be the player of the year. But there was a period where David De Gea was the best keeper in the world.
The 17-18 season was probably the best shot.
Marcel, he was.
Was it 17-18? It was the best shot-stopping season from a goalkeeper ever. I think. In my opinion, ever.
And the stats would have showed that then.
His stats for that season were incredible.
I do agree the game's
by the same stats now, his shot-stopping's poor.
But I also think that there is a time and a place of when to do these things. The priority. So like when Ten Hag first walked through the door, right? We all looked what the priorities are. Also now, when we've done shows, I go, Marcel, if you was to choose between a striker and this, who you go, oh, of course, a striker. If you was to choose between a goalkeeper and this new centre midfielder that we need, oh, of course, a centre midfielder. If you was to choose between the centre back and the thing, who would you choose? Fair enough, that might change now.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, but when we didn't have Casemiro, or what, you know what I mean? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So in the order of the sequence, and I do like what you said there as well, in terms of if they would have given him a new deal already, long deal, strong. There is, and you know what? Why I feel calm, it's because we've got Ten Hag.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ten Hag, it's not. I need to get this clear. Yeah. If Ten Hag gets rid of De Gea in this summer, which I don't think he will actually. If he did, I wouldn't be like, oh, my heart. Why? What's he doing? Trust in Ten Hag, mate.
You trust the judgment. Yeah.
But if he keeps him, I also don't think that means he's automatically just the straight number one. I still think there's going to be a beginning of a phase out period.
Do you know what I think? I think there's 2 ways it'll go. I think either we have the new keeper involved for the start of pre-season, in which case, by the time you've had a whole pre-season, you've been on tour, by the time the first Premier League game or first competitive game comes round, you've been at the club long enough, you're bedded in well enough into the squad that you can probably take over as number one. But I think if they're not in for the start of pre-season, if they're in sort of maybe halfway through pre-season, then I think the sensible thing to do is keep De Gea and find a time to phase the new guy in slowly. So I'd be interesting to see which way it goes, but I am 100% sure that if and when David De Gea signs a new contract, that will mean that the club know a new keeper's coming in. It's waited this long, but you remember with Bruno, a lot of people were saying at the time, is Bruno going to fit under Ten Hag? He got given a new contract before Ten Hag even joined the club because Ten Hag had obviously said, yeah, I want to keep him. If Ten Hag wanted to keep David De Gea and was 100% confident in him, that deal would be wrapped up because does
David De Gea, Steph, and then you, Marcel, does David De Gea sign a new deal knowing that he's not going to be the number one? So basically, if he signs a new deal, do we take it as actually, no, it means he's going to be number one, because otherwise he wouldn't sign it? Or would he be happy with that? Or would he just embrace he's been here for a long time, so he's happy to help a younger keeper come in and knows his day's going to be numbered?
That's what I think. I think what you just said, I think that, I mean, I don't know him personally, but
what you think.
From how he comes with the eye test and speaking from my heart, like what I see, I think that, if he signs a new... If he signs a new contract, I don't think he'll have much of a problem.
Do you not think he's mentally fragile? Do you not think he's mentally quite fragile?
Yeah, like how would it affect his performance?
I don't think it would affect him that much.
I don't think it would affect him too much. No, that's just
but you give him a bit of slack there. He's a top professional.
Sorry, I'm a bit distracted with that with my answer because I was
you don't get that longevity if you haven't.
I think the situation with Henderson though, where he's getting angry behind the scenes, it tells you he's not necessarily
ready for someone. Good. Probably looking at him,
he's not even that good, bro. For a minute as well.
Henderson's not wicked.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
If that's his argument, fair enough.
David probably looked at him and thought, I'm better than him.
Yeah, exactly.
And he is.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Henderson.
Exactly.
I do.
He's better than Henderson thinks he's wicked. He's not.
He's
He's
sick.
dusty.
And I'm not just saying that because of that interview, because I understand why he was angry. But I looked at Henderson, I went,
You're not.
right.
You're
for a
right.
big command in his area, so getting beaten near post card. Nah, mate, not for me. Not for
And
me.
I would be angry. If that was me, I'd be angry.
The Liverpool one, oh my God, we've got the angles all wrong. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think De Gea's been at United for such a long time, where now he understands the natural way, the natural order of things. Like, okay, cool. There's going to have to be a new number one coming in. Ten Hag has a certain brand and style of football. That David De Gea would admit that he is limited in in a lot of those areas, right? He would admit that to himself. And I think it's around the time now where he should start being phased out. There should be a new number one that comes to the front. He should pass the baton on to the next man.
And it's not, but the thing is, David De Gea is not Edwin van der Sar, who's 45. Like, he's actually in his prime.
Yeah, he is.
Like, as a keeper, Cameron shakes his head in disgust.
No, but age-wise.
Age-wise, he's in his prime. And what was
goalkeeper,
really interesting, and I know he's going to say this, was when I spoke to him last week, I had to find a way to ask him, you know, you don't want to be rude after a win, but at the same time, I want to talk about some of the stuff we were talking about and what.
Bro, he didn't answer your question.
No, but what he said was he didn't have to answer it directly. But what he said was the most important thing to me is making big saves for the team. I.e., I don't really care about. He said basically you could talk about the kicking thing, but I'm a goalkeeper. That's his view on it. But obviously he's going to say that,
doesn't he? Like,
obviously he's going to say that.
He's not going to come out and say, yeah, the thing I love most is catching crosses.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that's the thing that I judge myself on, catching crosses. He's not going to say that, is he? Because then everyone's just going to
I've got a question for you and more so you, Marcel.
Okay.
So the day that David De Gea leaves the club, are you going to be outside the ground like celebrating?
No. He's been a fantastic servant for the club.
Are you going to be like, let's have a party?
No.
Okay. I sound sarcastic, but I'm being serious.
I don't read sarcasm well, so I don't read sarcasm well, so I'm taking you very serious.
Touche.
Where do we find Marcel?
I'm taking you very serious. So no, 100%. He's a fantastic servant for the club. I think he's been a brilliant goalkeeper. But
you want him to leave immediately?
He's surplus to requirements. He's really surplus to requirements. You guys were talking about the timing of when something should happen. I think the time is now, guys.
Yeah.
The time is now. Why would you want to push this on further down the river?
So you're saying basically, let's say in the perfect world, I can't speak for every Manchester United fan, and I can't speak for everyone on the panel today, but I want Qatari. I want the Qataris to come in. DJ wants the Qataris to take over Manchester United. Okay, so we have this massive windfall of cash. You're saying it happens now because we've got the money to do it. Do it.
It has to happen now. Okay. You know, Pep Guardiola, the first thing he done, Joe Hart gone. Klopp, the first thing he done, goalkeeper gone.
Arteta's done it as well.
It's the style of football, DJ. It's so
important. Phase him out.
Yeah, he did it slowly, but he said he replaced the keeper, which is one of the things that's taken him to the next level.
But Ten Hag's got other things to fix, so maybe for all we know now, he might have gone, right, I've done a little bit of XY, now I'm going to go there and sort it. Which, again, I ain't against.
But the reality is most teams aren't going to do what Fulham did and end up with 9 men. So we can't keep playing with 10 every single game, which is what we're doing at the moment with De Gea. That's the reality.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. We're not.
In possession.
When he's making big saves, we're not playing with 10 men.
In possession, when we've got the ball, we're playing with 10 men.
You can say in possession then, yeah. But also...
Isn't that at least half the game?
No, but then there's other times when his distribution's been okay because he hasn't been asked to do those type of balls that are long, those type of balls that are clipped in.
We're not going to win the league without them.
That's a different argument. But you just said we've been playing with 10 men. That's madness.
What are you saying?
We would have been 2-0 down against Leicester City if David Gea
Well, we had McTominay in front. Were you saying that distribution was okay because they're just passing backwards and sideways? That is not acceptable for a Man United player. You need to be good enough to do everything.
You're bringing me on to my next point. Would you not? Are you surprised that David De Gea might be quite, what's the word? Nervous with his feet when you're getting back passes, balls back to him by Harry Maguire, fucking fire at him because Harry Maguire can't even move forward.
He's had about 20 different centre-backs playing in front of him. He's now got Martinez and Varane.
Yes.
How many excuses can you want before you look at
he's not good at distributing. He's not good at distributing.
He's not just not good, he is crap.
Right, but you just said, but to say that he's useless and he can't do nothing. He single-handedly kept us in games and won us points this year.
And that's the thing,
single-handedly.
I agree with you.
Big boy saves.
I agree with Flex.
So he's not completely dead dead. He's not washed. He's not useless. He's just not going to be what we need to get to the next level. Yeah. But you just said that we're playing with 10 men and he's dead.
Make saves. How many Premier League goalkeepers come to Old Trafford over the course of the season? We say they've had an absolute world.
Nah, wait, hold on.
So many keepers come and make saves.
People were acting like Dean Henderson was the second coming of Christ and he was getting beat near post and all types of things. He was making hella mistakes. No one said nothing.
Yes,
but no one said nothing.
Yeah. So and
the Bravka. Do we need to go there?
Listen, Dusty Dean, Dusty the Bravka, basically. No, but seriously, it was Dusty.
No, Diogo Costa starts with a D as well. What's he going to get called? Dusty Diogo. Dusty Diogo, and he's not even joined yet.
Dusty. And David.
Dusty David.
My only thing, it actually, because again, it goes into we all just got sucked into the polarising straight away.
Yeah.
He said something that triggered me because he said what I think is when people say that David De Gea is dead, can't do nothing, useless.
That's a lie.
To me, that means you should go play for Halifax Town then.
Man said Halifax.
But you're basically saying that.
Town team, genuinely.
See what I'm saying?
He wouldn't get the Halifax
It's madness.
Town team.
Okay.
Marcel, come on.
Okay, okay.
That's ridiculous.
No, I understand. Okay, I understand.
This season's made big saves.
Halifax sounded the Bravka. It's kind of maybe the same.
But the point is, what I would say, this is how desperate we are for a new keeper. That we're having to big up these shit
you are for a new
keepers.
keeper.
What I would say is
we need one.
Ten Hag believes in attacking with 11 and defending with 11, and David De Gea makes that process very much difficult.
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
What do you mean? But
and Ten Hag said that out of his own mouth.
So when he's clearing the ball, listen, he's making saves that he has no business saving. So what you saying that? What? So
you said about keeping the energy. I don't know if it was on this one or the last one, and I'll keep the energy. I've said it very clearly before. Other keepers can do this, so I'm keeping that energy. So unfortunately, and by the way, against Leicester, hold on, DJ. Against Leicester,
you said sorry. I think you said to.
Against Leicester, he saved a shot that was shadowed, like he headed the ball, and then the ball's out of his sight at one point because there's a player there blocking it, and he still manages to claw it out.
Another keeper.
That's not normal. Other keepers ain't doing that, bro.
That's not normal.
Other keepers ain't making that save.
Other keepers might be catching crosses. You never know.
In fact, I think Diogo Costa is capable of those types of saves. I've seen the clips on whatever. I've seen him
in World Cup, real life, in front of me.
Yeah.
Came for a cross.
I've seen David De Gea.
Acting like De Gea hasn't had one of the worst games ever seen in the Euros.
Came for a cross, mate, but good with his feet.
Against Portugal, Ronaldo hat-trick. De Gea dropped a stinker. Keepers make mistakes, but overall.
Right. And so can David De Gea then.
No, but he's not making mistakes. The crosses thing, the distribution thing, they are systematic flaws in his game.
Yeah.
That's not mistakes anymore.
Mate, you lot told me Diogo Costa's wicked and come for crosses. I saw him come out. He missed the thing at Elyounoussi headed into empty.
You've literally.
I was right there behind the goal.
You've seen him make 2 mistakes or something in his entire time.
Nah, he's not shit. In an
ideal world, I would.
But stop disrespecting De Gea like he ain't done nothing for our club because he has.
We all think he's a great servant. It's just a shame it's so polarised to the point we have to basically.
That's why I wouldn't be celebrating outside the ground. I respect his work.
Really? I thought you said that you'd be there with your picket, with your banner.
No way. He's a fantastic. He's saved every single time he makes a great save for the club. I'm the first one to say it was brilliant, and I like to.
He's not thankful for that. You're not thankful for that. You don't deserve his saves.
Was out of pocket still.
Do you know what it is? I'm with you up to a certain point, but when you just disrespect the man and say he's useless, he could play for Halifax Town and he's worthless. We're playing with 10 men all the time. I'm like, Cam.
I didn't say all the time. I said when we've got the ball, we're playing with 10.
Yeah, well, when you change that, I hear you.
Okay, like, I want David De Gea's shot stopping ability with like Edison's distribution.
Yeah, we want a hybrid.
If we had, if any club had that, the closest we've got is Alisson at Liverpool. If any club had that, it's amazing.
I wouldn't even want his shot saving ability though.
Man told me about Jan Sommer.
Wait, what did you just say?
What did you say?
You guys made a comparison, Edison's
How did you say Jan Sommer you'd have instead?
No.
You said Jan Sommer. Yeah, he wanted Jan Sommer as well. You telling me about that Sommer idiot as well. He's shit. He's crap.
He is.
I've learned I don't even want De Gea's shot stopping ability. That's what he just said.
You know what these men like as a keeper? A little keeper that can do this little step over the ball. That's what they like, bro. And they think that they're world class already.
Well, guys. We have come to the end of the show, at the end of this episode. I mean, I knew this was going to happen. It started off so well. And what's really funny is Cam was the one who was saying, this really shouldn't be as polarising as it is. It gets very intense. He went for it, then I went, no, I'm not, nah. But yeah, it is such a polarising topic, and it's you don't, look, people who've had big servants for the club, you don't want to see them hounded out. And actually, on a match day, in the general consensus, there's nothing hounded out. It's not like a Maguire situation where like people are like, he's not good. Oh, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he still does do a lot of things good. But the main bits to take the team to the next level is the biggest question mark. Now, breathe. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Should Manchester United buy a new goalkeeper in the summer? Let us know. I think it's going to be almost 50-50 on this. I really do.
50-50? Nah, 70-30.
He thinks it's going to be 70-30.
I want to clip you up in goal, getting balls fired at you, and I just want to see how quick your feet are and what you do.
Mate, I've seen him at the thing what did we play at the top of social? He's a coach, mate. I've seen him control the ball, mate.
I know.
He can control the ball.
There's a reason for that. If you're 22 and you're coaching, something's gone wrong. I'm the first to say that. Look, you can ask any of my players. I don't demonstrate anything. I stay well away because that's clear.
He's got to show them the videos of what he means. He can't do the drill. But anyway, we are out of here, guys. See you on the next episode of The Real Full View. Take care. Peace.